Unit 1, Programming. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this presentation. As you know, I've prepared the presentation on debugging in Python, which will be focusing on enhancing development for Team Nigeria Dubai. So, before I start, I want to say my name is Parsa Jahanfar, and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us today. As you know, I've tailored a very special presentation for Team Nigeria Dubai. Key topics are, we're going to be talking about overview of chosen IDE, understanding debugging features in Python, application of debugging in development, and improvement to application security and robustness. By the end of this presentation, you should be well educated and informed on the following topics that I've just mentioned, and you should have clear understanding on what we have done to our application. So, IDE. What do we know of IDE? We do know that IDE is a software application designed for the assistance of developers for software in a more effective way. It helps the developer get the job done faster by getting all the functions such as software editing, building, testing, and packaging together in a single user-friendly app. Just like how writers use text editors and accountants use spreadsheets, developers use IDE. The chosen IDE we have for Team Nigeria Dubai in our application is a Python compiler, which is the chosen environment. You might ask why. It's basically its simplicity and accessibility is very advantageous to us. It may be set up in no time and is suitable for the fast testing and debugging of scripts. Number 2, it's lightweight, so it needs really a small amount of system resources. What is convenient for simple and application development. Number 3, compatibility. Functions on all platforms that support Python and most operating systems. So, what is Python compiler? Python compiler is by far one of the most popular of all the implementations of programming languages. Moreover, the reference implementation, which is standard version of Python, which is the standard version of Python directly maintained by the Python Software Foundation, which is also a default version. So, how does it work? Python compiler written in Python takes the Python source code and turns it into a bytecode, which then is run by the Python virtual machine. The procedure is that code can be run on different operating systems and platforms without any other modifications. So, debugging. Understanding the debugging process. You may ask, what is debugging? Debugging is the procedure of identifying and correcting any flaws or bugs in the software source code of any application. When the software fails to meet expectations, the computer programmers may analyze the code to find out the reason why the issue has occurred. They use debugging tools to run the software in a controlled environment. So, you may ask, why is debugging important? Well, debugging is a key step to ensure that the software engineered and the development process is correctly finished, and that it will help developers fix the issue before they can make a whole application public. And therefore, it is very important. So, at the end, it ensures reliability, functionality, and quality. So, some of the common debugging techniques we have used in this application is manual code review, print statements, debugging, and using debugging tools. So, some of the debugging features in Python compiler is print statements, error messages, and interactive shell. The Python environment uses some simple but very useful debugging tools. Print statements, which are the simplest way to check values and control flow, as well as Python's error messages that are very detailed and tell us exactly what's wrong. The interactive shell is very extremely good tool for playing around with small pieces of code and coming up with solutions in a step-by-step manner. Error messages, when it comes to picking up investors for a pitch deck, it's important to research potential investors and understand their preference, goals, and interests. So, advanced debugging with Python's built-in tools, features and key commands. So, some of the features in Python's built-in tools are step throughout the code line by line. You can inspect variables and evaluate expressions in real time. And you can also set breakpoints and conditional breakpoints. Some of the key commands are N, which is known as next. We will execute the next line of code. C, which is also known as continue. It will resume the execution until the next breakpoint. And Q, which is known as quit, it will exit the debugger. So, the Python debugger is a powerful tool from what we see that is offered to the whole environment of Python compiler. It gives people like us, the developer, a way to interactively debug the program by running it in a step-by-step or viewing the values of variables and setting breakpoints. These features are nearly a must for getting insights into the application that we have just developed, to understand how it behaves in totality and finding out the parts where it did not work. So, using debugging in developing in Team Riviera device solution. So how we used it is it helped us in identifying logical errors. So we used print statements to verify values of each athlete's attributes and check the flow of conditionals. Correcting syntax errors. The immediate feedback from the interpreter was used to resolve syntax issues quickly. It helped us optimize the code. So the interactive shell was used to test different snippets and optimize the program's logic. And it also helped us in ensuring correct feed calculations. So PDB was used to utilize the step 3 feed calculations logic and ensure all conditions and computations were accurate. Debugging for a secure and robust application. So how does debugging improve security and robustness? Well, first of all, it helps us in getting early bug detection. Early error detection is a way to find out errors before they become bigger issues and some threats. Code quality improvement. So the continuous use of debugging of code results in the software that can be maintained with ease. Handling edge cases. It ensures that the application is able to handle unexpected inputs and extreme conditions accurately. And as well as reducing crash risks. So it identifies and fixes potential causes of application crashes. So in conclusion, we have gone through a general discussion of Python compiler as the selected platform. We have defined debugging and the fact that it's extremely important tool in development, which it was an extremely important tool in our application. The Python compiler is without a doubt one of the most stable applications that can thus be used by software engineers. And what comes to unit tests, again, was on this project. Problems and the development. So the concept of debugging for the purpose of producing safe and strong applications. To sum up, the Python compiler has a range of tools that were very important for debugging and are key to developing a reliable software. Through these tools, we have developed a safe and sturdy solution for Team Riviera, which has proven to be reliable and perform at high standards as well as reaching the requirements they've set. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Is there any questions?
Yes, please. We found some errors and bugs in your program, and we discussed previously about that. So how do you deal with that, and how do you fix it, and how do you start what are the debug processing?
So once there is an issue, due to Python's built-in tool, we will get error messages or syntax errors, as well as interactive shells. And based on those messages we receive due to Python's built-in tools, we can then identify and take action.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.